Firstly, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all of my esteemed subscribers to the Code Crack Experts group. Today, we shall embark on a project utilizing a suite of AWS services, including Lambda, SES, S3, EventBridge, and IAM. Without further ado, let us commence our endeavor. This video showcases the implementation of the aforementioned architecture in the AWS console. If you have not yet viewed the initial video, we suggest doing so before proceeding to this point. To commence the process, please initiate the selection of the S3 service. Subsequently, please proceed to click on the Create Bucket option. Please ensure that the S3 bucket name selected is globally unique. Kindly enable the access control list and check the Block All Public Access. Please acknowledge the warning message and proceed with the creation of the bucket. The creation process may take a few moments to complete. You will be able to verify the successful creation of the bucket. Please proceed to create an additional bucket for storing thumbnails. To ensure uniqueness, please consider adding a numerical value such as 1 or 2 to the bucket name. From this point forward, kindly replicate the previous steps and selected options for the creation of the new bucket, and proceed with its creation accordingly. At this point, you have successfully created the source and destination buckets. Please create the final bucket that will be designated for storing the code zip files. This bucket will later be utilized by Lambda for data retrieval purposes. Kindly ensure that the designated bucket name is globally unique, and utilize the same options selected during the creation of the previous buckets. For the purpose of this exercise, we will be granting public access to all. Congratulations, you have successfully established the necessary source for uploads, destination for thumbnails, and code buckets. We will proceed with the creation of an IAM role for the Lambda service, which will enable seamless integration with other services. Please navigate to the Roles section located in the left-hand navigation pane, and initiate the process of creating a new role by clicking the relevant option. Choose AWS service, select Lambda as use case, and click Next. Next, kindly conduct a search for the 3 AWS managed services that are mandatory for the Lambda service to facilitate subsequent creation. Please take note of the services that are deemed necessary in this particular scenario. For the purpose of this exercise, we shall be utilizing full access permissions for all the requisite services. Please assign a name of your choice for this role creation process. At this point, you may verify the permissions that have been selected for this role. Kindly click on the Create Role button, and within a moment, you will receive confirmation that the role has been successfully created. We will now proceed with the creation of the SES to facilitate identity verification for the purpose of sending emails. In this scenario, I am establishing a singular identity to be utilized for both the sender and recipient email addresses. Next, navigate to the Verified Identities section and select the option to create a new identity. Select the email address option and proceed to enter your email address. In this particular case, the email address utilized is codecrackexperts@gmail.com. Then, click on the Create Identity button to proceed. You may now observe that the identity verification process is currently in a pending state. A verification link will be sent to your registered email address from AWS, which must be accessed to complete the identity verification process. Upon successful activation of the verification link, a message will be displayed congratulating you on the completion of the identity activation process. Finally, refresh the page to view the updated changes and confirm that the identity verification process has been successfully completed. Let us proceed to search for the Lambda service and create a Lambda function to execute our code. Click on the Create Lambda function button and provide a name, for instance, Function 1. Next, select the Node.js 12 version and modify the execution role from the default setting to the designated sample role that was created earlier. Now, keep all the options as default and proceed by clicking on the Create a Lambda function button. Let us proceed to create another Lambda function, this time with the name Function 2. We will select all the same options that were previously chosen during the creation of Lambda function 1. Both Lambda functions will be available shortly. If the changes are not visible in your case, please refresh the page. Next, navigate to the S3 service and browse through the buckets until you locate the code bucket that was previously created. Select the desired code bucket and proceed to click on the Upload Objects button. Then, select the relevant code files that contain the necessary functions for creating thumbnails and sending emails to end users. If you require an explanation of the code, kindly comment on the video. Additionally, I can provide you with relevant links to AWS documentation for your reference while you wait. Select Lambda function 1 and navigate to the Upload Code section. Choose the appropriate file path for the thumbnail creation function and select the relevant file from the S3 service. To obtain the S3 path, navigate back to the S3 service and copy the S3 URI, and paste this URI back into the source code path of the Lambda function. Please repeat the same process for uploading the relevant code to the second Lambda function. It is recommended to follow AWS best practices for uploading zip files larger than 10 MB. Hence, you can upload the code directly to the function or alternatively, upload the code to the S3 bucket and link it back to the Lambda function. The reason behind this approach is that files larger than 10 MB cannot be easily edited using the inline terminal. Now, we will add an S3 source bucket trigger for this Lambda function, which will be triggered when an object is uploaded to the bucket. Acknowledge the message. Finally, there is only one service remaining as depicted in this architecture. Let's proceed further. Now, let's search for the final service, Amazon Event Bridge. In the left-hand navigation pane, select the Rules section and then click on Create New Rule. We will select the scheduled rule type and provide a name for the rule. Then we will specify the appropriate pattern matching criteria for the Event Bridge event to trigger Lambda function 2, which will send emails at the end of the day. Here 18:25 p.m. in UTC is equivalent to 11:55 p.m. in IST. Let's select the Lambda service and designate the appropriate Lambda function to be triggered by the Event Bridge rule. Please review all the changes made to all the services again in your case. Once you have reviewed them, it is time to test the project. To confirm the project's functionality, please navigate to the S3 service and proceed to upload an image to the source bucket. This platform supports the uploading of images in various file formats. Upon successful uploading of the object, please proceed to open it in a new tab and carefully observe the actual size of the image in the source bucket. Kindly inspect the size of the thumbnail image in the destination bucket at this point. We appreciate your time in watching the video. As mentioned, kindly perform the 3 tasks outlined in the video. Thank you.